Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we have the all new Mahindra XUV 3XO with us. Now this is a very capable car, that is for sure. We have already made number of videos, but this is an English review of the diesel manual variant. On demand probably, because everybody was commenting about the diesel manual variant, because company claims that they have changed some tweaks, some suspension and the drivability and the dynamics also, when because the ground clearance has also been increased. So we have to test that, how better is this now. So this is the XUV. My name is Rishabh. Today you're watching the Car Guide YouTube channel, and this is the English review. So if you like Hindi review, you can check it out on a different channel. So let's begin with the XUV 3XO. Mahindra XUV 3XO. Now this particular car is one of the much awaited vehicle of this year. We were expecting the XUV 300, the 3XO, to come in January, but that's fine if even if it's coming in April or May. Now the best part about this vehicle is that it now comes with many features. Like we've always missed the rear AC vents, the boot space was a little less, the ground clearance was less. These were the complaints by the XUV 300 owners and the persons who were not considering that vehicle. But Mahindra addresses them and fixes that problem. Like the ground clearance is now 201, the boot space has been increased, and again you are getting rear AC vents and a lot more. So the car is now much more safer with the ADAS features and the 360-degree camera. And again, base variant is also now safer with 6 airbags, ABS, CVT, reverse parking sensors, all-4 disc brake as standard. Electronic stability control and hill hold control are also from the base variant itself. Now the major part about the drive is that now the this XUV comes with different variations. Like for example, you're getting a 1.2 liter turbo petrol with a 6-speed manual and a torque converter, and you're getting a turbo GDI direct injection, which is much more powerful than the normal petrol. That both of them are really powerful, undoubtedly. One is a little less as compared to the other one. So both of them are very powerful. And then you have the diesel option. The 1.5 liter today what we are driving is the manual variant of the diesel, and you also get an auto shift plus, which is the AMT version of the diesel. Now if you wish to buy that AMT version, you have to pay 80,000 rupees extra. But if you wish to go for the torque converter for the petrol ones, you have to buy it for 1.50 lakhs. That's fine, I think, particularly because torque converters are actually very good. Anyways, so there is the whole complete variant list with the diesel, petrol, and the diesel automatic and the petrol automatic, where you can get an idea of how much the variant will cost. Now, if we just talk about the term of the performance of this vehicle, I would say the 300 Nm torque is the best in the segment, undoubtedly. Even if you go above the segment, from this segment, if you go talk about the Creta, the Seltos, the Grand Vitara doesn't have a diesel, but these two, the Creta and Seltos, are actually not as much powerful as this beast. Now the weight is comparatively on the lower side as well, so it accelerates really well. So the company claims 0 to 60 in 4.4 for the petrol turbo GDI variant, and even for the diesel it is actually very fast. So the major part about this diesel is that the torque is always ready. So whenever you press the accelerator pedal, it is ready to go. So which is why every diesel enthusiast, every power enthusiast, and every torque enthusiast is going to love this engine. But one of the major drawbacks of this vehicle is, even if you go for the petrol or the diesel, there is no dead pedal. So unfortunately, the comfort is compromised there, and even you're using the cruise control or probably just cruising at a very good speed, you don't have to shift gears again and again. So you tend to relax your foot. But in this case, that will be a little difficult because there is no dead pedal. So you'll have to flat floor the foot, but which is a little uncomfortable when you're sitting in a driving position. It is fine when you're sitting normally at a co-driver position too. Co-driver position. Let's talk about the mileage here. So 21 km per liter is the claimed mileage of this diesel variant. But I would say that even when you're driving very harshly in bumper to bumper traffic, you can get easily 15 to 17 kilometers in city. And for the highways, people are getting 23, 24 kilometers too. Now, that's a really good mileage if you ask me, because sorry. Oh, not so sorry. There were some sudden speed breakers just came, but I'm surprised by the suspension, because the previous XUV 300 was making a lot of noises in terms of suspension, in terms of potholes and speed breakers. But this one actually is improved. So company actually told us that they have provided much better dampening and the suspension has been retuned. Now I'm quite happy about it, because it is actually true. When we are driving this car on the speed breakers and on the humps, I can actually feel the difference as compared to the XUV 300, the previous XUV 300. So now this one is much more providing much more comfort to you. Okay, let's move to another very important topic, the steering. So now this is the only car in the segment which is offered with steering modes, that too three different modes. Like there's a comfort mode, normal mode and a sports mode. In comfort mode the steering weight is very less and you get very easy to control the vehicles, especially when low speeds, taking a U-turn, taking sharp turns. That is very helpful for sure. And that even the comfort steering gets a little heavier when you're speeding up more than 50 or 60 kilometers. Now if you wish to drive it in a much more aggressive way, you can always just increase the weight of the vehicle with just a press of a button. It turns to normal mode, which adds some weight to the steering, and again you get a very good stability and confidence when you're driving on higher speeds. But even if that's low for you, you can go for the sports mode. In that sports mode you have the option to to increase the weight of the steering at a much higher level, in which when you are going at 110 120 kilometers per hour, you get a good confidence that the vehicle is not going anywhere, it is in well controlled way. So I am quite happy with the steering modes that they offer. So the drive modes are also present, but that is only for the petrol automatic variant. Do keep that in mind. That is not available in the diesel or even in the diesel automatic variant. So you will have to think about that, because Zip, Zap, Zoom are actually quite fun to drive elements, because we have also driven the petrol automatic. The review is live on our YouTube page. You can check the description for the link below. So if you wish to buy the petrol variant of the XUV3X, so you must watch that video to get a more clarity. So because it is a diesel, of course the clutch is a little deep. Of course it is a little heavier side, and I think with time it will even get a more stiffer and on the harder side, which I believe would be a problem for many buyers if they have a huge driving in city, especially they are buying the diesel one for the mileage part. You will get the good mileage, that is for sure, but again you will get tired if you opt for the manual variant. So I would say there's just 80,000 rupees difference between the manual and the AMT. I know AMT is not the best automatic transmission in the market, but again, if you buy the diesel for the mileage sake and if your running is on the higher side, I would suggest you to go for the automatic, because people buy diesel that for that reason only, na, because your driving is higher on the higher side. If your driving is low, why to opt for a diesel to get extra mileage? But for the petrol and diesel gap is also huge, that even if you want to cover that cost, it will take you 5 to 6 years to just cover that cost. So I would recommend to buy diesel just for the extra mileage. Buy diesel if you actually need that extra mileage, if your running is around 2500 3000 kilometers at least per month. So that is why I would say ki only go for diesel. Other than, don't go for the diesel one. Okay, got it? Because diesel has some other drawbacks as well, just because of the government policies and all. You never know, your state just bans the diesel engine options in your state, and then again there will be a problem for the resale if you wish to go for it. Anyways, let's move on to another topic, where that is safety and braking. So you are getting all 4 disc brakes from the base variant itself, so that's a good thing. Electronic stability control, vehicle stability management, and again you're getting the ABS, EBD reverse parking sensors. Everything is provided. Like 35 safety features are given for you guys, so that you don't have to feel that I have bought the base variant, so it is less safer than the top variant, because you are also getting the 6 airbags. So it's just the ADAS features that are available in the luxury variants. Other than that, if we talk about the safety features, you are getting everything. Now let's begin with the overall looks. What has changed? So the grille is now closed with chrome inserts here, which are matching with the Mahindra logo too. So this is the AX7 variant. This is not the AX7L variant. Now the L variant also comes with 360-degree camera, front radar for the ADAS and front camera for the ADAS. So this particular feature misses out those features. But other than that, I would say that you should go for the top variant because of the all fancy features, and the price difference is not too much. Because already if you're spending 13.69 here, you can spend 15 lakhs on a better variant. So let's move on to another things, like what about the side of this vehicle. So there are some changes there as well. So there are now these wraparound LED DRLs and headlamp. These comes in between the side also, because they are like completely wrapped around. You can see it from here. Then they have 17 inches of wheels with all 4 disc brakes standard across all the variants. Turn indicator, dual tone treatment here, looks nice. Red color is personally my favorite, but I would say that there is one missing feature they missed out, company missed out. That is the request sensor here, because usually the previous XUV300 had request sensor on the co-driver side too, but here they are not providing. I don't know why. Other than that, you are getting a huge roof rail which are integrated with the spoiler, and they gives a very good unique diamond cutting design. And again, there's this brake here because I just said that every variant of this XUV 3XO will have all 4 disc brakes. Now moving on to the rear, I know this is a little, not a little, very dirty because the drive reviews are already over. So defogger, wiper, washer, everything is present here, and LED tail lamps connected. But again, this feature will be only available for particular variants. Now the drawback is that even if you buy the top variant, you are getting bulb setup for the reverse light and the brake light, which kind of is a bummer. I would say that it could have been a LED light which would enhance the road presence of this vehicle, especially from the behind. Now, as per the look, I could say that this SUV looks like an SUV because this is a huge car. Now, if you talk about features, so you are reflecting parking sensors too. They're cost cutting here because I think there should be 4 parking sensors, and AX7 badging here because this is not the L. But if you buy the L, there is going to be a chrome L badging here too. Every other feature is present, and now people were asking me that if the boot space has been increased or not. So let me show you that as well. So people were asking me that whether the boot space of this vehicle has been increased or not. So yes, they have increased. Previously it was 257 liters, but now it is 295 till here, and 364 if you top up your bag till the top. So you're getting 60-40 ratio split. There is no parcel tray, but there is a hook of it, so you can buy it separately from the showroom. LED light for the boot lamp and subwoofer for the 7-speaker system. Now let's just close the boot and let's get inside of this vehicle. Now let's figure out the interior of this vehicle. You're getting a new update, that is the 10.25 inches touchscreen with Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and other features like Alexa inbuilt connected features also are presented with this car, which are called Adrenox. Now the Adrenox also comes with Harman Kardon system, which ultimately enhances your music system. But not just that, you have multiple music equalizers and music choices to make. Presets are already made, 9 in total to be exact, so you can use them to enjoy the music experience. Now there are steering mounted controls, of course there are ADAS, so this is the adaptive cruise control and the distance from the further vehicle. Now this particular variant is not available in ADAS because this is a AX7 variant, so you're getting a normal cruise control here, and other than that, other features like voice commands, volume, source, everything is present here with the call, accept, reject. Dual zone climate control has been offered, but again, that dual zone climate control was previously available too, but now they have completely changed the center console design. Now this looks much more upmarket. There's a 65 watt USB Type-C charger to charge your MacBooks and probably phone as well, because this is a super fast charger, so you will be able to just charge anything you want. Then again, you have a USB-A port for your wired and wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. So let me just tell you one thing, that the Android Auto is available in wireless technology, but the Apple CarPlay is only available with the wired. So they have some issues with the Apple brand, probably Mahindra brand, so they are not getting the license for the wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Okay, so features wise, you are getting a auto dimming air beam, but I would say that the top variant automatic air beam is much better because it does not have bezels at all, so that's a very slim and modern looking IRVM. Now if you want a sunroof, then obviously you're getting a panoramic sunroof, which is not just the largest in the segment but the only one in the segment, because this segment does not offer a electric sunroof. Many cars in the segment don't even offer a sunroof, although I really don't think that this is going to be a big change because these are not practical things you're asking for. So I think a ventilated seat would have been a much better feature rather than providing a panoramic sunroof, but it is going to be subjective. You let me know that which one would you choose, ventilated seats or panoramic sunroof. The brand has chosen panoramic sunroof, but what was your need? Tell me below in the comment section. So interior wise, you are getting 6 airbags, ABS, EBD, reverse parking sensors, vehicle stability management, electronic stability control, hill holding, descent control. All of this in this vehicle are present. Now talking about the rear AC vents, these were in high demand, especially from the Mahindra brand, because they were saying that the public and the customers were saying that we have spent so much money but we are not getting rear AC vents, and the wheelbase and the overall space is huge, so the rear passengers feel a little hot when there's dual zone climate control in the front but no AC in the rear, so that was a drawback. But again, company has listened to you, company has acknowledged it and provided you the rear AC vents with Type-C port, 12 watt socket, and again you get a phone storage too. Now if you want more storage, you are also getting seat map pocket because this was not previously available. Okay, so here you are getting a 60-40 ratio split. The theme, the color theme is absolutely amazing. I really loved the whole exterior is red or black and interior is all beige, so it gives you a very Rolls Royce feel. Anyways, so you're getting cup holder, armrest proper. So headroom is fine, but because of the panoramic sunroof, it has been a little bit reduced. But if you sit like this, you can get a plenty of headroom, but it's just about how you're sitting inside. My height is 5'9", by the way. So this is the LED lights, front also, rear also. Some variants have halogen lights and some variants, like the top ones, are coming with the LED lights, which are actually very bright. Now if you ask me like which variant to buy, I would say the base variant petrol and the base variant diesel are fine. MX-1 and MX-2 for the diesel. But if you want some more features, MX-3 Pro is a value for money variant, even the MX-3 is. But I would say if you have the budget, go for the top variant. Do not compromise in this SUV because the ADAS 360-degree camera makes a huge difference. If you have the budget, go for it. If you don't have the budget, go for base or middle. That's fine. If you're considering other cars, then that's a different question. But today we are just talking about the XUV. So I think this is the latest entry. I personally like the Sonnet too, and Sonnet and XUV, both of them are identical in terms of features. So they are providing similar features. A few features are here, a few features are there which are not available in each other respectively. So this was the Mahindra XUV 3XO diesel manual detailed English drive review. If you want to watch Hindi video, you can check it out for a petrol automatic also and for the petrol too. So this was everything regarding the Mahindra XUV 3XO. Subscribe for more English videos, and which car would you like to watch next? Do let me know by commenting below. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, drive safe, take care, love you guys, bye bye.